All right, what is up, and welcome to the ODDcast. I am Odd, and with me, as always, is Her Royal Highness, Miss Mckinley.
What do you want me to do?
I don't know. Say hi. Say hi to the people.
Hi, people.
Say hi to the people, McKinley.
I just did.
I know you did. Okay. Yeah, so, welcome to this week's show. It is June. I can't believe it's already June.
It's been June for a couple of days now.
It has.
It's June 7th?
It's been June for a week.
Yeah.
But I can't believe that it's June. I can't believe that it's June already.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, it's already 6 months into 2019. Soon it's going to be 2020. And that's going to be pretty awesome.
It's going to be weird.
The 20s.
Again.
You'll finally be... Well, yeah, again. I mean, it's not like it's the first time it's the 20s. Like, even the last time it was the 20s. It wasn't the first time it was the 20s. But like, finally we'll have a decade where we can actually...
Finally we'll have a decade?
Yeah, because, like, okay, so, like, in, like, the 80s, they call it the 80s. The 90s, they call it the 90s. And all of a sudden they hit 2000, and nobody knew what the hell to call it. The 2000s? That sounds dumb. And then, but what are we in right now? We're just not still in the 2000s because it's a different decade.
That's true. They just call it 2019.
Yeah, that taught me, like, when the millennium changed, why old people would always be like, back in 1918, and I'd be like, why you always got to say the 19 part? Because, you know, we'd be like, back in 95.
Yeah.
You know, but then...
But back in 19? Like,
yeah.
what? Ew, that sounds weird, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what you're going to sound like. When you're going to be like, back in 2018... We started this thing called the ODDcast on this particular thing called YouTube.
I know. I wonder if YouTube's gonna be outdated.
Oh fuck yeah, it'll be outdated. You kidding me? It's gonna be way outdated by that time.
Oh, that sucks.
Ah, you're gonna be within 10 years. You're gonna be so unhip to what's going on that you won't even be able to stand how unhip you are to everything that's going on. Everything that now you think you're so hip about is gonna be just the lamest thing ever.
Who says I think I'm hip?
Nobody. I mean, I'm just saying anything that you might think is,
Okay, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be.
Yeah. I try to keep up, but, there's certain things I just can't say. I can't say, like, I can't be like, hey, man, that's lit. Because it just sounds so dumb. It just sounds so dumb coming out of my mouth. It sounds dumb coming out of everybody's mouth. But, like, I do remember when, like, Epic first started.
Oh, yeah. Epic.
Epic. And people were like, that's so epic. And I was like...
When people said savage.
Oh.
Ew.
There's only one savage. And
my God.
It's the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Oh, there's a new action figure coming out for San Diego Comic-Con. It's an exclusive, and I have to have it.
Of course you do.
It is the Slim Jim version of Randy Savage.
Okay.
So, you know what a Slim Jim is, right?
Yeah.
Like the food?
Yeah.
So, like, back when I was a kid, Randy Savage would do all of the Slim Jim commercials and stuff.
Okay.
And so he'd be like, step into this. And so the action figure looks like a Slim Jim pack, like that you would buy the food in. And then, like, the ingredients on the back.
A person in there?
Yeah. So it's Macho Man Randy Savage, and he's got, like, Slim Jims in his hand, and he's dressed in the costume that he was in the commercial.
Weird.
And then, like, the back says, like, macho-ness, like, 100%, like, for, like, ingredients and stuff.
Okay.
So awesome. It's epic. It's epically it's epically lit.
It's lit.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's
I guess.
I can't wait. I gotta get it. I'm gonna pre-order it. I think it's about to be able. I think I'll be able to pre-order it.
You're gonna put it up here on your table with all the other stuff?
Yeah, I will have it somewhere around here. I gotta clean up a little bit around here. God, my glasses are all fogging up and I can't see anything at all. So I'm gonna take those off right now. So So today we're looking at me inking a page from Henry the Elf. That's right, Henry the Elf, written by Mr. Colorful Sammy Flores. And this is a pretty interesting page. I'm doing like explosives and all sorts of stuff. So just follow along, guys. I think somewhere in here, I'm trying to figure out where I'm at on the page right now, what I'm doing. That's the middle panel with a bunch of explosions and fireworks. And I'm not exactly sure. I don't see my cursor, so that means that Sometimes people text me while I'm drawing, and then I have to stop, or they email me while I'm drawing, and I have to stop for about
email
2 seconds. Dude, it's business. And if you haven't seen what I had to do lately for business, that's right. Go on my Instagram, and you'll see a lot of very cool JCPenney style pictures of the odd man himself. Because I had to look nice. I had to look like a nice guy. I am a nice guy. I just don't look like a nice guy.
The right picture.
How did I choose the right one?
See one and be like, that's it. That's the picture I'm gonna use.
I don't know. It was the last picture that I took. Like, I kept taking pictures and going, no, and then more pictures, no, and then so finally I saw that one. Yeah.
You were like, that's it?
I was like, that one will work. Like, that one I can live with. That's what that was my decision making part. That one I can live with.
That one I can live. So why couldn't you live with the other ones though?
A little bit.
What?
A little bit too I don't know. A little bit too. They were just little part, because like I'm having to take the pictures myself because I don't got a photographer, I don't have, on the spot, anything. And the one thing that I've learned, ladies and gentlemen, is
the only thing you've ever learned.
The only thing I've ever learned, ladies and gentlemen, is that how in the hell did this stop?
I don't know.
Holy okay, all right.
Wait.
No wonder nothing was happening.
Oh my god.
But it stopped here. I don't even understand. It probably when you knock things over.
You know what? I haven't knocked things over recently, so.
Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit record. There we go. Look, now I'm doing stuff.
Is it recording now?
Now it's
I reminded you to not forget to record.
No. I hit record, but I think when you knocked over all that stuff.
I didn't knock over anything recently.
Yeah, when you knocked over all that stuff.
Like 10 minutes ago?
Yeah, that's when it stopped. And so I was like looking at it going, what?
Wait, it was recording.
It's going. Oh, it was recording. See, it recorded for this long. So for about 10 minutes, it recorded.
But I dropped stuff before we started recording.
You did something.
No, it was before we started recording.
I definitely hit record this time, ladies and gentlemen. I did. I totally did. I don't even know how I'm going to edit that now. I don't even have any clue as to how this is going to be edited now, because this is a whole new problem that I haven't dealt with yet. And yeah, there's always a problem. Nothing ever goes right on the ODDcast. Just in case this is your first ODDcast, hey, guess what? Welcome to the disaster that is the ODDcast. It never goes right. And never, ever. No matter how prepared I am. So now, see, that's why I was like, I don't know. Sometimes I get, because sometimes I have to stop, but yeah, nothing had happened for quite a while.
Like,
and now you see how fast everything's going.
Are you really, like, emailing someone for that long?
No, normally I'll pause it. Like, if I really have to send a message or something, I'll pause it. So, yeah, now you see everything going. Oh, my God. I don't know how I'm going to fix it, but what you're probably going to get is at least like a little while of, like, just me and you.
Oh, okay.
Up on the screen.
That pause.
Yeah, and then it'll melt down.
I think they can live with that.
Into it. Oh yeah.
You guys can deal with it.
Yeah, you guys. You guys are great people. I think you guys are gonna absolutely dig that. Yeah, and so like so that Macho Man Randy Savage figure is coming out, which I'm really excited about. And then so they're having a wrestling pay-per-view, even though it's not pay-per-view anymore, tonight.
Why not?
Because WWE has this channel now, and so like it's kind of like Netflix. So you subscribe to the channel.
Weird.
Yeah, so it's not really a pay-per-view. Like you pay like $9.99 a month, which is cool because like the pay-per-views cost like $40 a month.
That's
back
expensive.
in the day. Oh yeah. So you used to have to pay a lot, and then WrestleMania I think was like $100 for WrestleMania.
A month?
No, just for the one time.
For the one time?
Yeah, just for the one time.
Way.
Oh, yeah. So,
that sucks.
So I don't pay for wrestling anymore because I just don't feel that WWE is putting out the kind of quality content that they could be. But I am really interested in, there's a match, and the thing that interests me is not the match itself.
Okay.
I'm actually very interested in how much they had to pay these guys. So if anybody's watching this and you guys know how much they paid The Undertaker and Goldberg to have their match, I would love to know, because so it's in like Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
and those guys have, I mean, money, right? Like you're either like mega super rich or you're like dirt poor in that country. And both of these guys, all right, both Goldberg and Undertaker. Like Undertaker is so retired that like his legacy was built upon WrestleMania.
Okay.
Okay. He didn't even show up at this last year's WrestleMania.
Why not?
Because he's done. Like he's retired. But these guys paid him and Goldberg's also retired. So both these guys are retired.
They paid them just to be there?
Oh yeah, for one match.
Could you imagine being like so awesome that people pay you to just like
dude,
be there?
And I want to know how much. This is how much I think that they paid them, because both of these guys are multi-millionaires.
Okay.
Both of them are retired.
Okay.
They both know that they could get injured in this match, right? Even though it's scripted, you can still get injured. Okay, it's scripted, but that doesn't mean that you fall, you're not going to get hurt, especially at these guys' age.
They're old.
Oh yeah, Undertaker. I mean, dude, Undertaker he's only like for the past 5 or 6 years, he only wrestles one time a year, and that's at WrestleMania. And so, so what I think is well, he's old, and I think that they got paid $25 million.
$25 million
a piece for one match. And let me say something too about this match: is Goldberg does not know how to wrestle. Anybody, if you're a Goldberg fan, I'm sorry, you have no idea what in the world wrestling is, because Goldberg has no idea how to wrestle.
Then how is he so big then?
Okay, I'll tell you in a sec. Okay, so you want to know? Okay, so here's Goldberg. So Stone Cold Steve Austin came out. Okay, and this was during what's known as the Monday Night Wars. Okay. So it's WWE versus WCW, and WCW was losing in the ratings big time, and one of the main reasons was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay.
Right. So Hulk Hogan is out at a bike rally and sees Bill Goldberg, who looks a lot like Stone Cold Steve Austin, and gets the idea that they're going to hire this guy who looks like Stone Cold Steve Austin. And this is a WCW move. Totally. WCW sucked. They sucked. And so what they did was they would take people, and then they would, whoever was popular, they dress him up. So they dress Goldberg up like Stone Cold Steve Austin. And then just put him in the ring. And so the guy had no idea how to wrestle, right? They taught him 3 moves, and none of the
that doesn't seem like enough.
No. None of the moves were how to lose a match, because you have to be able to take a bump in order to lose the match. So what happened is that Goldberg ended up winning every single match.
Oh. Because
he didn't have the skill set to lose the match. Because it's a skill to have to be able to put somebody over, all right? And make somebody look like a winner. Goldberg never bothered to learn this. And so Goldberg would go out, he'd do 3 moves, and then he'd pin the guy, and that was it. And they weren't even great moves. The spear, he just runs at him and he like shoulder tackles him. Not even a spectacular move, okay? And then he would pin him, and so he ended up being like 176-0. Like he won 176 matches.
Oh wow.
In a row.
In a row?
Yes. Because he had no idea how to wrestle. Right? So they just put him out there, and for some reason the WCW fans like totally bought into it. Like there are people today that will watch this video and be like, "No, you're wrong, man. Goldberg's the greatest, man. Goldberg was undefeated." It's like Goldberg still can't wrestle. He came back to WWE.
Did he still win?
Well, yeah, he won. It's scripted, and he only won because he didn't have enough skill to lose. Like it's amazing.
That sounds really weird though.
Isn't it? Like it's just amazing. Okay, so let's put it this way. Okay, I'm gonna put this in acting because everybody goes, they're actors anyway, and yeah, I actually appreciate their acting, because wrestlers go out and they're the only people that do it live. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. They do it live in front of a bunch of people that will start chanting if they screw up. And okay, so let's say you're an actor on a show like Walking Dead. Okay. All right. let's put this into perspective. It's Goldberg. That's how I view Goldberg. And they're like, well, you got to die this week, right? The zombie's going to eat you. And you're like, well, I've never learned in acting class how to die. Like, I don't know. I can't. And they're like, well, just try it. Just try it. And then you just do the word. And they're like, oh, God, this guy can't die on camera. It'll make our show look terrible.
So they actually kill him.
Right. So he just keeps living. And living and living, right? Because they can't kill him, because then if you were to put him in on a scene where he died, it would make your show look stupid. And that's what Goldberg was to wrestling. Like, he was just that bad. And so, but so many people bought into his big winning streak that's so stupid. And if you watch some of the matches that they put him in, like, there's one match, I forgot what it's called, but it's like a cage on top of a cage on top of a cage. You got to get to the top cage, right? Okay. This is back when people were doing interesting stuff. I do have to say that was an interesting match for WCW to put together. And, you know, hey, you know, sometimes you're going to put together good stuff. I give credit where credit's due. But here's where Goldberg comes into the match. So Goldberg was like the champion at the time. I'd have to look up what it's called. Goldberg's champion at the time. And so everybody else is climbing and doing all their stuff. But what do? They handcuff Goldberg to the bottom cage. And then he's like, oh, I can't go anywhere. And then after they get like the, sorry, spoiler for anybody that never watched this match that I don't know the name of.
Yeah, spoiler.
And then they come down, they have the belt, and like they have to, like, I don't know, touch the ground or something like that with it. And like right before the guy's like 5 feet away, Goldberg snaps the freaking handcuff, and then he spears him with his one move, and then it's over, and he wins, and everybody's like, Goldberg.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. So yeah, so I think that they paid them, and I understand the box office draw. I understand that it's show business. I just personally, I'm sorry, Goldberg. I've watched a show that he does called Knife Fight. I think he's great on that. I thought he was great as an actor in some of the movies that he was in. But as a wrestler, it's such a to me. And he seems like a really nice guy. And you know what? If they're gonna pay him $25 million for one match,
whatever anyone told you for $25 million.
I don't know if I'd do whatever anybody told me for $25 million.
But if they told you to do that, would you be like?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, no, I totally get it. I don't get the fans that are so rabid about Goldberg. They're like, Goldberg's just the greatest, man. You don't understand.
And they get excited about it.
Oh, so bad. Just. Oh, so bad. All right. So yeah. So yeah. Just So yeah. So what's going on with you?
Just work.
Just work.
Just work. Yeah.
Yeah. How's work going?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Lots of kids.
Kids?
Yeah.
You watch kids? Is that what you do? They put you in charge of them?
Whoa.
With your Tupac bandana on right now?
Excuse me. Excuse me.
with your Tupac.
Okay.
No, that's cool. So it's going good.
Oh yeah. It's going good.
That's awesome. All of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen, I just saw vengeance flash in the eyes of my co-host. That's right. All of a sudden, I saw the wheels start turning and clicking and all sorts of stuff. I saw it just light up right in her eyes, and now I'm scared, folks. So this, I don't know.
Do you know how many weapons you have around, lying around?
If something happens to me, just remember, it was McKinley.
Yeah, I'll take the credit for that.
So, do you use public restrooms?
I mean, yeah. Where else would I piss?
I don't know. Some people are like really anti-public restrooms. So I'm just.
I mean, they can use filthy smells.
They can. Sometimes they're pretty nasty.
Oh my god.
I do concur with that. Yeah, sometimes they're pretty bad. And so, yeah.
Are you gonna wear that hat now?
I might. I don't know.
You have to put it on now. What's that thing in the bag?
Well, I had like this. Oh, I had this skull necklace. You've seen that skull necklace?
Yeah.
And it was like went around the front. Yeah, it went around the front. It's pretty cool. Right now, the brim on this is a little off. Oh, all right. There we go. Now I look like now it's 1800s. Yeah. So.
You're a really bad magician.
Yeah, I'm a bad magician. There's no rabbit in this motherfucker. Just yeah.
You put that little guy in it.
Yeah. And Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh no, we saw that coming. That was bad.
Yeah, I'm not a good magician at all.
No, but you still have to wear the hat.
Nor do I claim. Jesus. All right. So is that backwards? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's your hat.
I know, but it doesn't fit my head. I have such a gigantic head. Like I'm like a pit bull. I'm like a human pit bull.
Just put on the hat and tell the story.
So so I went out to eat. We went to this really awesome restaurant. I'm not gonna name the name of the restaurant, but it was really good food. But
why are you gonna name the name of the restaurant?
I don't know, because the story. Because it was really good, and
I guess you don't want to put it down or anything.
Yeah, I don't want it to seem like they were the cause of it, and I don't think they were because it was immediately afterwards. But the food was really fantastic.
Dear God, I'm scared. What's gonna happen in the story?
And so I'm. This head is way too small for my head. And so I'm.
It just looks so.
It does. All right. Thanks. Okay. And so wait. All right. I'm gonna put on some storytelling glasses. All right. Here we go.
Give me some storytelling.
All right.
Oh no, those are ugly. I don't want those.
Oh, here.
Do you have any cool sunglasses?
I have tons of cool sunglasses. No. I want these.
Look, the red ones.
Yeah, the red ones. Okay.
What are those?
What are which ones? Those ones.
Oh, those are lame.
No, they're lame. I know, that's why I'm wearing these ones. Okay. And
I feel like I'm gonna drop a bunch of stuff.
You are gonna drop a bunch of stuff, and then let me make sure it's still recording after you're done with your destroying my office. All right.
There you
All right. Here we are. All right.
I love these.
All right, hold on.
So dark.
I'm totally putting on some goggles too. I gotta put on
the hat
storytelling
and
goggles.
the goggles.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes.
Let's just went backwards right there. Okay. There we go. All right. There we go. There we go. And then I'm gonna put goggles on my hat.
No way.
There we go. All right. So now
oh my God.
I'm double goggling this mother. Yeah. So I ate this food and it was really delicious. But anyway, I'm on my way home, and all of a sudden, I know that there's a stop that has to be made. And so I'm like, all right, it is what it is. It's an emergency session. And so I go to Home Depot, and I'm in
Home Depot.
I'm in. Oh no! Wait, we're almost to Home Depot, and I was like, nope, this is not. Yeah, we're not gonna make it to Home Depot on this one. So I go to Bed Bath and Beyond, right? And this is kind of whatever. I go to Bed Bath and Beyond. I go in there. It's all good. Everything's good. Whatever. I'm doing my business. I'm doing my business. Do what?
I don't like going in there.
You don't like going to Bed Bath? Why not?
Wait. Oh, I thought you said Bath and Body Works. Never mind.
Yeah, no, I don't like Bath and Body Works only because it's so much smell. Yeah, it's like so harsh.
In there, I'm like, oh no, I got a headache now. I gotta leave.
Yeah, I feel like Patrick and SpongeBob running through the cologne aisle.
Oh
with the
my God,
perfume. That's what I feel like when I go in there.
The perfume, the perfume.
You gotta hold your breath and just try to make it through that thing.
It's all like slow.
Yeah. Speaking of holding your breath and trying to run through something, so I'm in the stall, and I don't know, has this ever happened to you? Because this happens to me all the time, and maybe it's guys. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is this guys? Because guys, I'm talking to you right now. Knock on the door. Knock on the door. Instead, I'm doing my business, whatever, and all of a sudden, this guy just walks up, and I hear him huffing and puffing, so I know he's not having a good time. I know he's barely made it there, right? He's, and all of a sudden, he's like, doom, and like he pulls on the door.
Wait. Is this like a one stall restroom?
Yeah. It's a one stall for the mall.
But there's like a lock on the door. Then you locked it.
Yes.
Okay.
But I have had people because literally the guy comes in and he's just like, boom, and he pulls it. And it's locked, so it's not. So I'm like, okay, the guy knows it's locked now.
He ain't going.
But no, then he's like, don't. I'm like, dude, it's occupied. It's occupied, man.
Only like Dude.
And then it goes, oh, oh.
Oh my god.
And he just took off, and I was like, that guy really had to go. Like, I felt bad. Like, if I wasn't like mid-loaf, I probably would have just been like, hey, man.
That's so, like, awkward, like, on both parts. Like, I've definitely, like, I always knock first, and, like,
Yeah.
people be like, I didn't hear. Like, obviously you are.
For real. Okay, so number one when I go into a bathroom, feet check, right? If I have to go to a stall, right? No, I don't always have to go to a stall. Sometimes there's a big trough. Why? Because nobody loves men. That's right. There's just a big trough. We all just pull it out and we let it go in front of each other.
That pigs eat out of?
Yeah. It's just a big trough. Just a big piss trough. And that's when I was a kid, and I assume it's different now because all of these people. But when I was a kid, you would just have like it looked like a very skinny bathtub. And then, we'd all have potty break together before or after recess or something, and then everybody would just piss into this thing,
I remember that, but like with the hand washing the sinks. That's what it looked like for the sinks.
Right. Okay, so now imagine that thing, but you're all pissing in it. And then,
oh my god! I don't think I can imagine. I don't know how long
you're all pissing in it. You're all pissing. There's no shame. And so then what would happen is there would always be that one kid that could convince the other kid, let's see who can piss the furthest.
Oh my god! So you guys turned into some kind of game?
Oh, of course. So there's a big trough, and one kid gets on one side, and the other kid gets on the other side.
Oh my god!
And then they're like, who's going to piss the furthest? And of course, the kid that set the whole game up knows what he's going to do. The other kid has no idea. And so the first kid just immediately goes high. Just goes high with it. And so the second kid, before he even has a chance, it's just getting it, right? Just getting the piss. Like, it just, like, why? Why would you think you're not going to get pissed on?
I've never had to deal with
Like, why would you think in any...
Oh, so that was just like a setup to just piss?
No, yeah, just it's complete setup. And this dumb kid would be like, okay, I think I can piss further than you, okay.
He's all like pissed on himself.
Yeah, and then you just piss on him. And the thing that always, and I've never saw this, maybe if you saw this at some time, guys or girls.
Hey, you're telling this whole story.
Yeah.
Sounds like you.
No. What I've never seen is the guy that's getting pissed on start pissing on the other guy. Like, I would think.
Do you want your revenge?
Right. I would think if you're getting pissed on, just let it go and start getting him. Just start getting that guy. But instead they're like, and they just get hit. I'm like, man, you already got it out, man. Use it. If you're gonna pull out your gun, pull the trigger, baby. You know what I'm saying? You're already in there, man. You already pissed. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You're gonna piss on yourself? I think it'll be just fine. At least you'll have some of your own piss on you, besides just this guy that's laughing, and it would last for a while too. Like, the kid that would set it up would literally be peeing for quite some time on the other kid, and just, yeah. But besides all that, hey guys, do a foot check, okay? Do a foot check.
But it's not like you can walk into a closed stall.
I've had it happen because sometimes those locks though suck. I gotta say. You know what I'm gonna do next time?
To just like kick it, like no.
Yeah, or they just walk in and you're like, hey man, and they're like, that's impressive, and you're like, get the hell out of here, man. Jesus.
No, I've never had that happen.
I think next time somebody walks in, I'm going to do like the other kid and just be like, and I'm just going to piss all over me.
What? I was just trying
to go into a stall. You imagine, you're so dumb, and you got to really go, right? Because you're not even bothering to knock. So you're like, Katuk, and all of a sudden I'm just like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, and it's, he's just going to shit himself right there. He's just going to be, oh, what the? Like, because he's probably
like, well, now I'm done. Guess I can go home.
yeah. Guess I can go home with the buttload of poop all over me, just hanging out. Yep, that's
What a story.
that's dude. I mean, I'm telling you, that's what happens to me. So guys, foot check first, then knock, please. Otherwise, I'm gonna piss in your face. All right, just
Like,
fair warning.
PSA.
Fair warning. That's all I gotta say.
Oh my god.
All right. Woo. All right, yeah.
Oh, it's so bright.
It's so bright. You're like a gremlin now. You're like a mogwai now.
It is. I don't like that. I like those glasses. I really do. It's so dark. So nice.
They're pretty awesome. They are. I do like them. So, let's see. What do we got in the news, McKinley? Oh, here we go. Let's get the typewriter out because it takes McKinley a second.
Oh my god.
There we go. And now, McKinley with the news.
Okay. Bigfoot hair samples turned out to be from
What? What? They turned out to be what?
From deer. From a deer.
From a deer?
Like what?
How was that news? So Bigfoot, so they thought they had Bigfoot caught or what?
Oh, I didn't read it. I saw the title and I was like, that's going on here.
Holy
So
crap.
let's read it.
I watched a movie about Bigfoot the other day. It was the man who killed Hitler and then Bigfoot. And yeah, from the title, you would think that that's a really good movie with Samuel Elliott. I was like, or Sam Elliott. I was like, dude, it's gonna be a great movie. And no, it's really bad. And I gotta say, whoever did the special effects on that, hey man, that was the worst Bigfoot that I ever saw ever in my whole life. Like, it wasn't even big and didn't have big feet. Okay, so what happened with this?
They just saw some hairs and they did some scientific research because they thought it was from Bigfoot, but they're like,
Why would they think it was Bigfoot though? That's my question. Like, okay, you're walking through the woods and you see some random hairs.
He was a head of the now like defunct Bigfoot Information Center and exhibition in Oregon.
Oh my! So this guy was just looking for it.
Yeah, so it's a
Gotcha.
thing.
This guy was hunting.
Yeah.
This guy was hunting Bigfoot, and he was like, "Dude."
They're like, "Please understand, this is actually serious.
He was
This
like,
is a serious question that needs answered. Do you believe in Bigfoot?"
do I believe in Bigfoot? Oh yeah, absolutely. I believe that Bigfoot might be one of the few creatures that that humans didn't just go off and just destroy and kill and just make extinct back in the day.
What about the Loch Ness Monster?
Loch Ness Monster? I believe, yeah, same thing. Loch Ness Monster. Everything that I've seen of Loch Ness Monster is like a dinosaur, right? There's like I forgot what it's called. It's a dinosaur. It made it. It lasted this long. Alligators have made it, this long. And so, it lasted for a while. And one day, one of these dumbasses that's out there hunting the Loch Ness Monster is gonna kill it, and then that'll be it.
So they were hunting it before they knew it existed?
No, I just think that like I think like dragons existed.
What?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so look, within every culture, right, there's some form of dragon, right, that existed, right? But like like
what other mythical creatures do you believe in?
but not necessarily like prehistoric, but just back before like there was like mass publishing or whatever. And so I think that there were probably dinosaurs, right? We can say there were flying dinosaurs, right? You agree with me on flying dinosaurs.
Yeah.
But you don't agree with me that there were dragons.
I don't know.
Which might have just been flying dinosaurs that then they called... Okay.
But so they breathe fire too?
I don't know if they necessarily breathe fire. Maybe they, we do know that there were dinosaurs that spit acid.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe you had a flying dinosaur that spit acid that burned them like fire. Some guys survived and then came back. What happened? Oh, it burned me like fire. And they're like, oh, it was fire.
But dragons are like really big.
Yeah, so.
But like the flying dinosaurs, aren't they like tiny?
I mean, look, man.
What?
Like, okay. So like a wildcat, right? Have you ever seen a wildcat in real life? they're smaller than my dogs, right? I got Rottweilers. They're smaller than my dogs.
Of course, a cat is gonna be smaller than your dog.
Not necessarily. Not if it was a lion.
Oh my god. Okay, well, what kind of?
But I'm just saying, if that thing's coming at you, it's gonna look gigantic. It's gonna look gigantic.
A small cat coming at you will look gigantic?
No, like a thing's flying at you, and it's like, and it spits in your face, and you know, whatever.
The dragons are like really, really big. You know?
Yeah. Well, you know, there might have been some, you know, interpretive storytelling, let's say, to make it seem a little bit more interesting. Let's say that. I'll say a little bit of that to make it seem a little more interesting. Do I think dragons existed? Yes, I do. Ask me next time about unicorns because we are out of time.
No,
that's right. Next time, she will ask me about unicorns and perhaps I'll answer. But thanks, guys, for watching. We appreciate it. Follow us down below on all the links. Please like and subscribe. We really appreciate you guys watching us. And yeah, now I gotta figure out how in the world I'm gonna edit this after McKinley somehow stopped the recording. And goodness, it's been absolutely crazy. Thanks, guys. Have a great week. Peace.